Let's connect. Welcome, everybody. September 30th, last day of the month. Gonna wait for everybody to join and just join us this live stream for September 30th, the last day of September. We are 1 week away from the return of The Walking Dead. The season 4 finale of Fear is tonight. What's up, Ryan? What's up, everybody, for joining? I'm just going to wait for a couple more people to join in, and then we'll get rolling. If you're watching this, obviously, live, you're going to kind of see what people see. But if you're watching it on the replay, on there, obviously, spoiler warning, got to put that out there for it. But what's up, Ryan, Boyd, Janet, Paul the Eagle, Tudor, Ali, Barat, for Loveby, M. King, Joseph, everybody, thank you for joining me today. September 30th, 2018, Season 4 finale of Fear the Walking Dead. We'll talk about that tonight, for what happens tonight. We'll talk about The Walking Dead returning in 1 week, and we'll talk about a bunch of other topics. So if you're joining me from in the States or on the East Coast of the United States, it's 1 o'clock. And if you're not around the world on there, it's different time zones for sure. And I always find it interesting and pretty cool that people are joining me from Europe and everything there too, so they're 6 hours ahead or a couple hours behind on there if you're in the Midwest. But tonight is kind of a big deal. We got Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 finale, 1 week away from The Walking Dead. I know they're going to have a marathon starting on Tuesday, I want to say, for The Walking Dead on AMC. But if you got Netflix, you can watch, The Walking Dead all 8 seasons now, whenever you want. The Walking Dead has 8 seasons on Netflix, and probably a lot of people are watching those, so you can watch your marathon whenever you like. And to watch it on Netflix is pretty cool because of no commercials, no problems on there. My wife and I, we just started watching. We watched the first season of Sons of Anarchy. So if you watched Sons of Anarchy, you know what I'm talking about. I know that it's a good show already. I watched the first season on it, and I can see some connections why people like it. It's pretty cool to see what everybody's been talking about. I know Sons of Anarchy came out 10 years ago or something crazy, and I'm just watching it now. And it's kind of cool to see Ryan Hurst on there and that he's going to be playing Beta. That's pretty cool stuff when you see other actors coming around there too, coming around on the show. And I don't know, Barracuda. I think Ryan Hurst will play a good Beta. I've seen Ryan Hurst in a couple other things, but it's pretty interesting when he's on Sons of Anarchy. You can kind of see his demeanor on there, and he's a good guy. Beta's not a good guy. So it's kind of interesting to see. I know people asked this question before. A good guy to a bad guy, it's going to be crazy. We'll see how it gets played out. Jeffrey, I got to check out Justified. I have to. I got to watch out a couple different things, but Justified is one of those that I want to check out for sure. Tudor, I kind of see Jax as more of a Daryl than Opie is, and that's what I was going to bring up here. So, if you know Sons of Anarchy, you know The Walking Dead. Sons of Anarchy came out first, and it's about a motorcycle crew in California. And it's kind of interesting that Jax is the main character, but there's a bunch of different characters that carry the show. And I don't think the main character is always the one that carries the show. I think it's the secondary characters. I'm a big believer of you have the main guy, you got your Jerry Seinfeld, and then you got your Kramer, and your George, and your Elaine. And without them, the show is pretty interesting to not really, who cares about Jerry too much? You care about the characters. The other characters, the funny guy, the problematic guy, the other problems that come up on there too. So, yeah, I see what you mean, Opie, as like the second in command kind of friend. If you think Jax is, but I just see Jax as kind of inspiration for Daryl Dixon, and it can work if Daryl gets a little more charismatic and a little more there and a little more of this and a little more dialogue. Then his little, his facial expressions and his grimaces, and he doesn't really talk very much. But it's kind of interesting if they do a little tweak with Daryl, he can kind of carry the show a little bit. And I know that he's not going to be the main character. There's not going to be a new Rick Grimes in town. They say that in a couple of different interviews that Rick Grimes is not going to be replaced. It's going to be pretty interesting to see that too. who's going to actually carry the load, if it's going to be a council approach, like I hope with Michonne, Carol, Daryl, if Maggie and when Maggie comes back, Ezekiel and so forth, that I think it can happen that way. It'd be better to have a bunch of people rather than one person on there too. So sounds good, Kelvin. Are you just going to be negative the entire time, saying the show's done, or no, he can't? So good, Kelvin. If you're just going to come here to be negative, we got no place for that. But Protected Line, I'm glad you liked the video yesterday. I think you're talking about the Fight For Us book series, plus the little trailer thing that I made. And to be honest, I don't have a budget to have zombies. I don't have a budget to have prop weapons and stuff in there too. So it had to be just what's around town and seeing the sights and around here and seeing the area that could be a concept for people to be interested, that we can make something happen here in Tampa Bay. St. Pete, Tampa, Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, Pasco, a lot of different places on there. The beach scenario, just a bunch of big things where you can be, involved with. And it's also updating people that the book series is out. Book 8, Legacy, is out a week early. It should be coming out this week, but I took the extra time. I had some extra time to put towards it, and it came out a week earlier. So hopefully you guys checked it out and you liked it on there. Appreciate it, Tudor, and everybody that was positive. I don't know why there's people disliking it. I know why people dislike things that aren't Walking Dead related, and I think that's what the relation is, because I've been getting more and more people not liking that I didn't talk about The Walking Dead on my Instagram and my Twitter and on here when I talk about my book series. I love The Walking Dead, but I definitely love my book series. I love my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my Walking Dead friends, everybody connected with it. And so when I talk about that, people don't like it when I talk about my Fight For Us book series and my trailer stuff and my teasers and my approach there. It's just kind of interesting that people would dislike it for different reasons. And I got zero tolerance for hate, zero thing on there as well. So thank you, M King. I'm glad you like book 8. Already read through it a little bit. Hopefully people are enjoying the book series and can see where it's going. The book series is going to go on for a long, long time. Like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, I kind of equate the book series to the comic book series. The comics are going to outlast the show. They're just that's Kirkman's baby, is the comics. He probably has material for 200 plus issues there too. No, MK. Book 9's not coming out for a long time. I got to take my sweet time with it. It's gonna come out next year. I'm gonna have books 9 and 10 come out next year. Take my time, get the story right. Even though I do have some rough copy ideas and my general outline for book 9, what I want to hit, where we want to go for it on there too. So I'm excited to see where we go with that. But my book series is kind of connected with the comic books. The comic books are coming up. The next issue comes out on Wednesday, and that's issue 184, I believe. Off the top of my head, it's either 183 or 184, what it is. And it's kind of interesting that stuff happens in the book series and in the comic book series at a rate that is good for it. People are going to die in my book series like people are going to die in the comic book series and on the show of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. But it takes time to build up the story to see where it's going. You can't just kill off characters. People were pissed when Carl got killed off. When main characters die off, that hurts the story. And I'm not trying to do that anytime in advance for sure. So now M King, that's where I ran into problems before. I can't do another book without it having to, really just be rushed on there too. I'm not trying to rush anything. I want it to be, good for it there too. Ola, Bri, who did you piss off, Bri? Not sure what you're talking about. But people are just not liking some things that aren't Walking Dead related. And that this channel is Walking Dead first and foremost, but it's also going to be about, my book series and everything that people are interested in, and that being included. So Janet Person, great question. Brian, do you think we'll see another character die tonight? Well, there's been the Q&A, and spoiler warning, like I said, I'm going to talk about a couple things of Fear the Walking Dead. I read some of the stuff about tonight's episode. It's just annoying to me that thanks, Paulie, I appreciate it. It's just being a human being, stuff starts to weigh on you and be there, and people ask rude questions and being not anybody here, not anybody I'm talking to right now, but on Instagram and stuff on there too. It's just people are asking some rude and inconsiderate questions and just being disrespectful at times. So but I have to just take that take the criticism, constructive criticism, and the good with the bad, and just move forward with it on there for sure. But tonight's episode of Fear the Walking Dead is going to be, I haven't seen it, but what I read about it, to me, I'm already frustrated. I'm already frustrated with the episode. I haven't even seen it yet for what possibly is going to happen there too. We're not going to lose any characters besides Martha. Martha's going to finally go out. But the way stuff happens, the way this is there, we'll see Al, we'll see Morgan, we'll see everybody there. We'll see even a zombified Jimbo who's walking around somehow ridiculous. He jumped off a 8-story, 10-story building, lands on his back on a car, and can just get up and walk. The zombie virus or whatever we have in our bodies is what they have in their system on the show is not going to make you superhuman. You're not going to be flying around. If you have a broken leg as a person before the zombie apocalypse, before the zombie virus hits you, you're going to have a broken leg as a zombie. You're not going to be able to walk without that. So he would have crushed so many so many bones in his body on there too. So yeah, M. King, I'll talk about the Bucks in a little bit, but hopefully they put up a good showing against the Bears, even though I took the Bears this week. But Martha is just an interesting character because she's like, they make villains superhuman. They make villains so strong. They get out of situations and you can't kill them easily, and they're there for this, and they get out, they're tied up, somehow they break free and they're there. Well, Martha turns out to be bit, and she's going to become a walker. And she gets tied to a post, or she gets handcuffed to a car, I believe is what Morgan happens with Martha, is what the word is, potentially. And they go away, and then Morgan comes back, and Martha is, she cuts her hand off. So she's going to have the Merle 2.0. Yeah, exactly, Tudor. Merle 2.0 is with Martha. And I would assume it would be a similar shot. With that, they're kind of stealing from The Walking Dead to put it in Fear the Walking Dead, even though the show's not really connecting at all. And Martha goes away, and she's a zombie, and then Morgan puts her down. But for the rest of the other characters, they're going to be fine. The other thing that's going to be a frustrating thing is that they're going to talk about the Morgan going back to Alexandria, but then at the end of it, Morgan doesn't want to do it. He wants to do it, and then he doesn't. He wants to do it, and he doesn't. He wants to do it, and he doesn't. That's just jumping around too much. He wants to do it, and he doesn't. He wants to kill people, and then he doesn't. Save people, kill people, save people. What are you doing, Morgan? What are you doing? Back and forth. Just make a decision and go with it. Just pretty crappy on there, too. So, Bronco Wolf, you do a great job, Bryce. Awesome. Your Instagram comments this week, and they were like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people are just pretty funny when somebody, like when I posted a picture of Milo on my Instagram, and someone was like, don't post stuff about these books or this. Post Walking Dead only stuff. Please get back to that. And you're like, whoa, don't be inconsiderate or rude. I would never tell people to do anything like that too. It's like, that's just, if people want to post stuff on their own account, on their Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, whatever they want to do, it's their prerogative, just pretty crazy. So, Janet, do you think Morgan will be in kill mode by the end of the episode? I don't think so. I thought we would. I don't know why Morgan has it written on his head, I lose people and I lose myself, because Martha would write that on his forehead. But how does Martha know that? That's his line, what he had before when he said it to Rick. It's just, maybe he says that, but it's just like, what the heck? I don't get it. I'm not understanding the logic of this series, what they're trying to do. It's like filler. Come in, bring Morgan here, bring this crazy lady who's not really a villain, but she is a villain. They're giving her too much power. She's killing all these people. She's making you strong. Don't want you to be weak, this mindset. And she looks terrible. It's just not good at all. And then we were supposed to get a Daniel site is what the word with the showrunners or something. And maybe that was just a lie to have people watch. There's no word of Daniel coming back, which is frustrating. No word of Walker or Crazy Dog coming back. Frustrating. There's no connection from the previous seasons whatsoever. And until they have that, until it makes sense, it's going to be annoying. Tudor, I'll have a live stream next week, the following weeks. The live stream I won't be able to do is, let me see, October 28th, because I will be in Georgia. But I have one for the 7th, the 14th, and 21st. I will have, live streams for the next couple weeks. So Live streams will be coming at you, talking about The Walking Dead. We'll talk about Fear the Walking Dead as it airs tonight, next week for sure, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen in The Walking Dead and big things coming up. But we'll have live streams for a long, long time, not just this week on there too. So hopefully you guys will be joining me every Sunday at 1 o'clock, 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll be doing reviews, breakdowns, just a bunch of different things after the episode airs. Maybe a breakdown on Sunday and then a review on Monday, just because The Walking Dead goes on late, and I'll be staying up real late to get these videos out. So maybe I'll get them out. Hopefully we'll get it pretty good for it. So I don't think we find Erase Episode 8, Jimbo's Secret Ingredient. I don't know if we find out Jimbo's Secret Ingredient, and kind of hope we don't, because it's kind of cool to have little things there. But the beer thing is interesting. It's an interesting way of, bringing something to the table. But Fear the Walking Dead hasn't had a good villain ever. Maybe the Proctor John, but that came and went out of season 3. Not sure if they're ever going to make it back to Alexandria. I really hope they do. You brought it up. You didn't have to. Why did Morgan talk about Alexandria if you're never going to get there? Why is he going to talk about it? Nah, I don't want to go. Nah, I'll be there. Nah, I don't want to go. Make up your mind, Morgan. Just be crazy or don't. Like, how can you flip-flop like that? Did he get something? I don't know. It's just dumb. So, Q&A, Brian, you think they should reduce the number of episodes in Fear Season 5? Probably not, because AMC wants to make money, advertising money, and I think that, Tudor, you're right. Tudor Walker was a good villain, but to me, he wasn't kind of a villain. He was just the Negan type of villain, where he wasn't 100% a villain. He was there to help, there to work together, just to get his land back. And I could see where you're saying Walker was a villain. Walker was probably the best villainous type character. You could kind of say Jebediah was a Otto. The Ottos were kind of villains too. You can kind of say that, but I don't know. I just feel like there's been an identity that they're kind of rushing for Fear the Walking Dead, that it's just not making sense. I think they'll continue with 16 episodes. I don't think it's going to be there too. I don't think it's a cliffhanger. I don't really see Fear the Walking Dead being anything that great, being anything to set up for the next season's episode. I just think they're going, maybe this season carries over, but to me, it's just, I don't know, it's filler. It's filler stuff that I hope John sticks around. June is okay. We'll see what happens with Alicia and Charlie and Strand, but nothing happens big to them. Everyone gets reunited, and Martha gets taken out, and it's a lot of this and a lot of that, and hopefully the setup for next season is okay. But I don't know. It's just frustrating, because you could have done anything with Fear the Walking Dead. You could have done anything. You could have had a EMT, a soldier, a firefighter, a group of firefighters. It just would be kind of interesting for it there too. So, Walking Dead Eddie, can you create a new account for your books? I love your Walking Dead account, but not interested in your other stuff. That's my idea. You're probably one of the people that have messaged me on my Instagram. I'm going to post the PT channel stuff, what I'm going to post. If it's my book series, if it's my cats, if it's my vacations, if it's Walking Dead stuff, I'm going to post stuff there. I don't need 67 accounts on Instagram to have a book series one, and a cat one, and a this one, and a that one. It's just, I don't need to do that, and I'm not going to do that on there too. I'm going to post the stuff that's on there. If you don't want to follow me on Instagram, that's your choice too, but you're going to get a bunch of things. And a lot of people like the cat stuff and being involved and being connected here too. So they don't need to follow 6 accounts of mine for it. It's just crazy. But see, that's the stuff that's been coming up lately. It doesn't make sense. People kind of feel like they want to see one aspect of what I'm involved with. That's kind of rude and inconsiderate. It's just really disrespectful to be doing that too. So, but that's what you've been dealing with. That's what I've been dealing with lately, and it's just frustrating because I can see why people close Facebook accounts, Facebook groups, and go off social media, because it's annoying. and I'm like a nobody. And imagine what it was like for Josh McDermott and other stuff like that to be getting stuff all the time. It's just annoying. It's just annoying with that stuff. So it's just funny that people want you to entertain them, and that's what they want you to do. I'm a human being. I have emotions and feelings and everything with that as well too. I get annoyed and frustrated and happy and sad and everything, and hopefully you could just realize that. It doesn't make sense. It's just crazy. It's just funny that somebody would have the nerve to message me that too. So people are going to message me like that. They're going to get blocked on the account, and they won't see it, and then they'll be gone from it. So then they won't have to worry about it anymore. You know, it's just ridiculous too. Same thing on YouTube. I've just seen people on YouTube be so disrespectful, and it's just crazy for that too. Exactly, Erase episode 8. I'm not trying to get annoyed, but I got to talk about it. I got to express it, because if it gets bottled up on here, I'm going to just close everything out and be done with it. Just like Josh McDermott did on Instagram and all that stuff. And you're like, you know what? The good people are worth keeping around, but if it gets bad enough and people get frustrated enough they're just gone. They're just out. You know, see you later. Ain't got time for that. But, you know, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to express everything. Not everything's hunky-dory. YouTube is fake in a lot of ways. YouTube is super fake. YouTube is not real life. Instagram is not real life. People think, oh, I got all this, life is great, and I have all these fancy things and all this stuff. And it's like, that's not real. That's not a person's real life. That's fantasy. Unless you have $1 billion, you wouldn't be on that stuff. It's just crazy. It's just funny to see that too. So I got to let it out. I got to express it. If you're here in this channel, and if you're on the live stream and you follow me on this place, you're not the problem. You are the people that I love and care about, and my Walking Dead family, my PT peeps, and my Walking Dead family. You're the people that I do this for day in and day out, for sure, you know? And I've been doing it over 3 years. End of January-ish, it'll be 4 years. And that's crazy that I've had this channel going for 4 years, and hopefully we have big things onward and upward, even though people are like, yeah, the show's dead, it's gone, it's not going to make sense, it's over. And you're like, what are you talking about? It's not going anywhere for a long time unless they wanted to. The Walking Dead needs to make money for AMC. That is their cash cow right now. AMC has invested a lot of time, energy, effort, money, and jobs in there too. A lot of people have jobs of AMC's cast and crew before that. Not even just the actors. The people that hold the boom mics and set up the food stuff and all that stuff. That's big money for them too. They rely on that. If they lost their jobs, what are they going to do? Not so much the actors who make, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars an episode. That's just crazy too. So Rank Monkey, your live stream is better than Fear the Walking Dead. Well, and that's sad. Like, I wish Fear the Walking Dead was much better. I wish there was more to it. I do like Sarah and Wendell and John. I like them as new additions to the show, and I like that addition of it. Morgan he's brought a different feel to it, but it's almost like we have this star on the show from The Walking Dead. Let's bring him over, and we have to make a story just for him. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit where it was. The show isn't what it was, for good and for bad. But the reboot's going to continue. You know, the Fear the Walking Dead could have been a nice, great storyline that I think they rushed out. It might have been better on paper. It just didn't work for a lot of people on there too. So I just think that Fear the Walking Dead is going to be the summer show, have some ratings, and kind of connect the dots a little bit, and hopefully it comes back. I hope it comes back to The Walking Dead. It gets, you know, absolved into it, and everyone comes together. And the certain characters that you love, like hopefully the viewers and people of Fear the Walking Dead and AMC realize that people like John Dory, they like Morgan, they like, you know, Wendell and Sarah and a couple of characters, maybe Alicia, you know, some people like certain characters. Hopefully they bring in them to The Walking Dead and it carries over forward for that. That would be kind of interesting. Or it's going to be a spinoff of a spinoff for a while. And there's another spinoff and maybe they bring it over too. So Tutor Q&A, Brian, you saw Regis calling on the internet after the fake news. You must have had a hard time this summer. Same as JDM and Josh in the past. Yeah, I think... Yeah, when I posted that in the video, about Rick's last scene, and Norman Reedus definitely called out people and saw the whole interview and the articles that were coming out that Daryl can't carry the show, and who does Norman thinks he is? He's going to get, all this money for that, and he sucks, and he's this and this and that. Daryl Dixon is very popular in the show series, but I don't think he can be the main guy unless there's a major character change. But people are going to see Daryl as one way. They're never going to be like, oh, I can't believe Daryl's running things now. Who is this guy? Well, Daryl can't run things. It was the Rick show. He's gone. What's going to happen now? This could all have been avoided if you kept Carl alive. You could have kept Carl alive. And what I hear is that Andrew Lincoln talked about being done in season 8. When and where and how, I don't know exactly. But if the writers knew that Andrew Lincoln was thinking about leaving, why did you kill Carl off? Why did you kill Chandler Riggs' character for that to be gone? That's just annoying. It's just so annoying. I'm not a big fan of having that major twist and turn, because you could say, oh, Rick's gone, Carl will take over. He'll have the time jump. Carl will have learned so much from Michonne to be there for it. People would have been okay and accepting of it. People already hate this season and haven't seen one episode. The people who have seen the first 3 episodes of the premiere episode, they said it's really good. Maybe they're trying to buy it back in and have everyone come around, but I think it's going to be good. I'm excited for this season. I love the trailer, the sneak peeks, the stuff with Judith, the painting stuff, the breakdown with the A and Tara on horseback, and if it's an infinity sign or an 8 or this. And I saw a really funny picture. Someone had a meme of a rat with Justin by the scarecrow in the sanctuary when Daryl is looking at them, and someone put a speech bubble to a rat and said, hey Daryl, look, he's cosplaying as you. And it looks pretty funny because Justin is probably trying to be the new savior edition of Daryl, which was probably Dwight initially. But what happened with Dwight? Is he ever coming back? Because I could see Daryl taking over the storyline of Dwight's and Daryl being the main character and Dwight never coming back. Or Dwight has a major change and he's part of the Whisperers and he's there with, Sherry. And I hope that happens. I really hope that happens. There's a big twist and turn. And there's always remixes. There are always twists and turns. And I think that too. So yeah, M. King, I've seen the first 4 minutes of episode 901. I have a breakdown of it on this channel. I have a bunch of different breakdown stuff on there too. So Kevin Millett, he did not want to do the show anymore. Who didn't want to do the show anymore? Because I don't think, if you're talking about Chandler Riggs, you got some misinformation. Chandler Riggs wanted to be on the show some more. His family wanted him to be there, and Chandler Riggs wanted to do this show. Oh, did Chandler Riggs want to go to college? No. He didn't. He's not in college. He's doing DJ gigs or whatever. He's not doing any of that stuff. He would want to be on the show right now. I can guarantee that too. So I think Chandler Riggs wanted a pay raise. I think Chandler Riggs wanted money because he was going to be 18 years old, and you have to have a big different pay raise of 18 versus 17 on there too. And plus the years that he would have been on there probably would have been very costly to them. They didn't want to pay him is what my opinion was. But they'll never tell you that too. So hey Kim, how we doing on there too? Tudor, yeah, the meme was there's a couple pictures. It's in one of the Facebook groups of a rat and Justin. Pretty funny. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. If I was Chandler Riggs, I would want to be on The Walking Dead for the rest of my life. He lives in Georgia with his family. He could have bought all this, and it would have been cool to see that too. And I think Chandler just wanted a lot of money, and it's never going to come out that happened. Maybe it is down the road, but it's cost effectiveness. People have budgets. They got EBITDA. They got money. They have gross revenue, net revenue. How much you got to pay the actors, set, permits, this, that. It just sucks on there too. So, Kelvin, it sounds like you got to ask Scott Gibble that question. Why didn't they just pay him? Because maybe they didn't feel like he was worth how much he wanted an episode. And I have no idea how much he wanted. I have no idea how much he made before he was 18 years old. But if he wanted, say he wanted $300,000 an episode, they wouldn't pay him that. But the contract would have been different. That's why the whole Maggie situation is interesting. Maggie Rhee, Lauren Cohan, is rumored to be done after episode 906 this season, but not done for the series, just done for this season. Angela Kang and a couple other people said that Lauren Cohan will be back in season 10. So maybe her contract will be renegotiated. Maybe it's a new contract. Maybe they just gave her a 1-year deal for season 9, or maybe they gave her a 2-year deal for more money but limited episodes. And I think bringing her back is going to be good and should be warranted, because the show will suffer some ratings loss. It will suffer a lot of things. But the main fans, the true fans, will be watching. We want to see what happens. Can it be a viable show afterwards? And I think it can, for sure, too. Where was a good question here on this? Manimal's Mayo Sandwich. Brian, did you see the leaked scene of a conversation between Negan and Michonne? Yeah, I didn't really want to talk about it because there really wasn't much. It was Michonne was giving Negan food in the jail cell, and Negan said, I'm not going to eat. The civilization you want to build is good, but I want you to talk to me, because Negan, he's lonely, he's bored in there too. So Michonne was going to be like, I can't stay, I got better things to do. And Negan basically flipped the script on her and said, the civilization you're trying to build is for people like me. Why is it that you won't want to stay and talk with me? And that was kind of what it was. He was still in his jail cell and talking to Michonne through the bars. I'm interested to see when Negan gets out. I want to see Negan. How is it going to play out? Does Justin come let him out? Does someone else let him out? Because I believe we're not going to see Magna, Yumiko, and that group until after the time jump. So you're going to tell me Negan is going to be in that jail cell for 18 months at the beginning of season 9, and then a 5 or 6 year time jump in episode 906? That would be crazy. He would be in that jail cell for over 7 years. That would be interesting to see. Close to 7 years in a jail cell. Negan will look pretty different. I think Negan gets out in 905 when maybe all the chaos is there. Who's that? Because let's say when Rick is holding his side, right? Which I think he's stabbed and he's bleeding. Maybe that's too obvious. Maybe that's what the shows are trying to make us do. But if you heard Rick's last scene, he's laying down. And he's supposed to giggle and he's supposed to laugh, and Norman's tickling his feet. Maybe he's there dying, laying there dying. If everyone's around him, Daryl, Michonne, the main people around him, like a lot of people from the bridge, who's back at Alexandria? If everyone's not there, people can just go break him out. And then that's why Michonne maybe goes after Negan or something there too, and then kills the 2 walkers that are probably Whisperers and goes after them and has a baseball bat that reminds him of Negan and reminds her of Negan, and it just could flow that way. There could be something to that. But I think that Negan is going to get broken out by someone in a way that makes sense. Maybe the same comic connection with a little remix. I just don't think it's going to be Magna or someone like that, because that would be after the time jump, and I just think Negan gets broken out before the time jump. So we'll see what happens, 905, 906, 907. And I'm excited to see what happens the first episode. And it's kind of a downer, though, that everybody knows that it's Rick Grimes' last season, last episodes. So I don't know. We'll see. I just, how can Negan and Daryl coexist, You're right, Kim. If Negan gets out, Daryl will kill him. But Negan's getting out. He's not going to be in the jail cell forever. He's too much big character now, too. If we're losing Rick, Negan's got to carry the show in some aspects. But how can Daryl and Negan coexist? What is going to be the main thing that keeps them alive? Are they separated that much? Is the only way Negan can really win back Daryl is if Daryl, if the Whisperers kill Rick, right? So let's think about this. Negan hates Daryl. No, Daryl hates Negan. Maggie hates Negan. The only way to get rid of Negan, the animosity between Negan and Daryl is to kill Negan off or kill Daryl off, which wouldn't happen. But Daryl is going to be there to the very end. So Negan's got to die, right? What could Negan do just to cement that relationship as okay and Daryl not want to kill him? Because if Negan is around and Daryl doesn't kill him, it's BS. It's a BS storyline. If Negan tormented me or tortured me or killed my friend or killed my family member or did this, I would want to get even with him. That would be my sole purpose in life, is to stay alive and get even with Negan. But something's got to happen. So maybe Negan, the Whisperers kill Rick. Negan escapes, goes to Alpha, and Daryl knows about the Whisperers and Alpha. Negan kills Alpha and brings Alpha's head to Daryl. And Daryl's like, okay, I guess I can trust you. Do you buy that? Do you not? Because it's kind of what I'm kind of thinking may happen. Because they're not going to get rid of Negan. Not going to get rid of Daryl. But how can they coexist? Is Negan going to go run the Saviors again? That's dangerous. You know? I don't know. But yeah, Nat Turner, the Gat Burner, great name. Hey, where is the snow? The snow probably won't be seen in The Walking Dead. I think it should. That would be a nice way to mix it up. That would bring some people to watch on there too. Hey, what's up, Lincoln? But I would like to see snow. I would like to see it on a web series, webisodes, something, a spin-off, a movie. And I think that Jeffrey Dean Morgan wants a Negan movie. That would be cool. That would be a cool, have the Here's Negan comic storyline. You could see Dwight, Negan, the Saviors, the Sanctuary. Before that, you could have a little twist and turns. You could have a script for it. And you would have Negan and The Walking Dead on the big screen. That would be a nice little twist, nice little connection before the ending of it could be when Negan gets into the RV or is in the woods in the RV waiting for the lineup. That can be the end of it, and then it goes right into the episodes. Connects with the show. It would have to connect. The movie, the spin-offs, the other shows, the other movies, the other connections, they would have to connect with the show. The universe needs to connect with it. So, spacecrafts, no, Morgan is not going to die, at least not yet. I think pretty interesting on there too. So Chad unsubscribed because too much book talk lately. Less Walking Dead. See, this is what I'm talking about. Chad stuff on there too. Thanks for sharing it with me. Well, evidently you're still involved with it, but great. See, that's exactly what happens lately on there too. Too much book stuff. Oh man, too much trying to build my franchise and my series here there too. I know. I have more Walking Dead videos than a lot of channels and a lot of places and a lot of spaces. So I don't know what you're talking about, Chad. The Walking Dead's returning, so we're going to have a bunch of stuff on there for sure coming up. We'll have reviews, breakdowns, spoiler stuff. They're still filming The Walking Dead Season 9, the back half. The last time I heard they were filming episode 9/12. And they were, it was episode 9/12 around there too. They were filming a little bit in Alexandria. They filmed a little bit in the studio. So we should be getting more and more information here and there. I'm excited to see another... the back half of season 9 and where it leads to. Alpha, Beta, Lydia, pretty cool stuff on there too. Mike, I mentioned this in another stream. What do you think if Rick dies, we get him in point of view? So we are Rick as he dies, turns the intensity up, I think. That's something they could do different. I know that, what's his name? Greg Nicotero, who directed episode 901 and 905, which to me, 905 is Rick's last episode, that he talked about the last hurrah for Rick and going out to paying homage to Rick Grimes, the story of Rick Grimes from the beginning till his end. And they needed to do it in a nice way, in a big way that kind of wrapped it all up, his journey on there too. So I just think 905 is it. And then all the information about Rick having the pool party at Melissa McBride's house, getting thrown in the pool. And it just makes sense that it's a death dinner party, her final hurrah party for Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln. And for him to be coming back wanting to direct an episode is kind of cool. But it's not bothering me that he wants to come back, but it is bothering a lot of people that it is like, if he's going to come back and direct an episode, why isn't he coming back to be Rick Grimes? Well, to direct an episode versus be Rick Grimes is a far different commitment. Directing an episode usually takes 7 to 10 days to film. So you'll be there for 10 days, which is 2 weeks, 5 days and 5 days, 2 weeks. Versus if he's filming, he could be there from April all the way to August, a little break, and then August to September. Big difference. Far difference on there too. So, chat. Yeah. Oh man, should talk about Walking Dead and nothing else. Take my advice. Oh, okay. Thanks, Chad. Very great. That's what I should do. Take this guy's advice. Or Chad, you should start your own channel. Like that's what you should do too if you want to talk about that. But that's what it is. But that's what I've been dealing with a lot lately, and I don't know why. It's just kind of funny that people that aren't reading the book series or involved with that are asking rude and inconsiderate things and telling me what I should do on there. That's really not going to go well there, Chad. So, Tudor, Brian, actually, Lincoln and Gimple had a plan for Rick's ending since season 4. That's crazy. Yeah, they talked about season 4 that initially came up that Rick wanted to leave, possibly in season 4. And then they were like, we're going to kind of keep it going. And then season 8, it's kind of funny for it too. So, yeah, definitely. Chad got the boot, Das Boot on there too. So, Mark Simmons, have they wrapped up filming yet? No, they are in episode 912, and then they're going to go all the way to 916. It's a full 916 that they'll go to 16 episodes, and they'll go right to before Thanksgiving. It's like, I think the week before Thanksgiving, they wrap up, and typically it's when they're done. So it'll be interesting to see where we're at and what happens. I would assume season 10 will be the Whisperer War. Around that coming up, or maybe a little remix of that too, because this season 9, if you know episode 901 and you know the comics, you know that Gregory's death is going to be, expedited. It's pretty quick. That doesn't happen this early. 901 would be Magna, Yumiko, Luke, Kelly, them coming around. That's the start of episode 901 based on where the comics are. But that's remixed. So a little switched around there too. So Gregory's going to be gone in episode 901, which that doesn't happen at this stage in the comics. So they're playing with the time a little bit here too. So I don't know if they're going to flip-flop a little bit and mix things up, but season 10 could be the Whisperer War. And I don't know about you guys, but All Out War was pretty weak. I'm not excited to... I would think that there's so funny people are like thinking about what Chad said on there too. So I don't know. It's funny. But All Out War was pretty weak from what I expected from the comic and what we got on the show. And it's pretty annoying that Rick had a clear shot of Negan and talked about him so much about killing him. Not today, not tomorrow, but I'm going to do it. Not today, not tomorrow, I'm going to. Just so many times. And he has the chance right there in front of him. And it doesn't happen. That's just building it up. And then didn't really satisfy. It wasn't really satisfying there at all. Kelvin, do you think Maggie can forgive Negan for what he did? If I was her, no. I wouldn't, but yes, Maggie does in the comic, actually. And then we haven't seen Negan in a while in the comics, so pretty interesting that if he ever comes back around, what would happen to him. So maybe issue 200 he comes back around. But we're getting there. We're in the 180s now. The latest issue will come out on Wednesday, and I'm definitely going to check it out for sure. I'm excited. The comic stuff is pretty cool, pretty interesting. Hope you're up to date on it. Last time we saw Michonne and Commonwealth and everything. And I know a lot of people are saying, all right, Rick's going to go, Maggie's going to leave, Denai has this season 9 contract, and then she's probably going to leave too. But there's no word on that. Denai can film Marvel movies and Black Panther 2 and things there and still do The Walking Dead. They film a lot of the Marvel stuff in Georgia. They film a lot of movies in Georgia. They film The Walking Dead in Georgia. So it's just like she can do it. A lot of people can do it too. So yeah, Tara only offers boring nonsense. Tara, I just feel like has run her course. It's kind of a filler, person. But I just think Rick's loss is going to be so big that how can you get like Gregory's going to leave, which is good, and then Rick's going to leave, which is going to suck, and then the whole thing with Aaron, and the whole thing with Jesus, we'll see how it plays out. I'm just checking what's going to happen with other people because of that. The Rosita thing can go away. She can stay alive. And pretty funny protected line. 5 dislikes, yeah. And that's what people do. They'll dislike different stuff because it's not Walking Dead related, It's just pretty funny to what people do, It's just pretty interesting. Tudor, where's your question at? Sorry. A lot of people jumped in there too. Sorry. Trying to read there. Frick's death will change Negan. Sorry, I just lost it on there, Tudor. So, but because people just posted a bunch of different stuff here too. Bri, what do you think about Heath and whatnot? What do you think they're going to do with that plot hole? I think we'll see Heath's plot hole come around episode 904, I believe. I've been looking at the information that has come around this filming season, which to me is awesome. I love filming season. It's from April to November. It's a lot of information, fills the gaps, fills the void, the Walking Dead void, which is a big hole in there too. But Heath, we'll see stuff about Heath probably around episode 904. I don't know if we'll see Heath. There's been no word of that. If it'll be a whisper or a walker or dead or killed or the body of Heath is laying there. But we'll see something that connects Heath's story in episode 904 is what I'm hearing. So is the actress who playing Tara? No, I don't know. I don't know, Ghost of Nicholas Clark. I don't know. I mean, she does bring some things to the show, to the table. I don't know what some people like her, and Lana Maston's kind of funny. She'll be on the Walker Stalker cruise. She's been pretty interesting for it too. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Tudor. I barely do anything. I try to do that and try to mix it up a little bit. Like I'll have like a bunch of videos of Walking Dead, and then I'll have one of the latest thing about the book series, and it's just crazy too. So tonight, Fear the Walking Dead season 4 finale. I forget who's going to be on Talking Dead tonight, but the following Talking Dead for the season 9 premiere, I believe will be live, is Chris Hardwick, Melissa McBride, Norman Reedus, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Angela Kang, Greg Nicotero, I want to say, are the main people. So it's going to be loaded. They're going to have a bigger group there for Talking Dead. The season 9 premiere in Los Angeles was Thursday at night, I believe. It was this past week, and a lot of people were there. I mean, Andrew Lincoln was there, Jeffrey Dean Morgan was there, the actress who plays Lydia was there. The new people, Magna, Yumiko, those people, they were all there too. And that's crazy because I doubt all those people, really not all of them, were there on, they were there because they weren't in episode 901, the season 9 premiere for what it is too. So Kevin, bruh, don't spoil. The title of this video, The Walking Dead season 9 plus Fear the Walking Dead season 4 discussion, theory, spoilers, and news. Oh man, people are hilarious. But yeah, Fear the Walking Dead tonight, going to be interesting. I saw that when I read about it, I think it's just going to be frustrating. Another frustrating episode. It's not conclusion. There was like the first half of season 9, the first half of season 4, and then the back half of season 4. Episode 416 will have no bearing to me what I've read about the episode 401, 408. Anywhere between that has no connection with that whatsoever. It's mostly from episode 409 to 416. They broke it up into 2 separate things, limited to no connection whatsoever. It's just crazy. So, Tribeca's Finest, can I ask why you like spoilers so much? I like getting information. I like seeing where they're at. I like seeing if it's coming true. I love The Walking Dead year round, and I love to find out. I like to find out what's going on, where it is. I share it with people who want to know. I learned that not everybody wants to know about it, so then I love sharing what's going on with that, and just getting that information there too. Getting a source of information for one of the best shows on television is cool. I like to find out stuff on there too and share it with people who want to know. So that's what I like to do too. Yeah. Unbreakable Jimbo gets the noose around like Martha is walking him around. Morgan puts Jimbo down. Hopefully we'll get to see Jimbo's beer bows. Hopefully Sarah and Wendell make that. I would love to see that them actually have that in season 5. So they're not going to go to Alexandria. They're going to talk about it, and then Morgan wants to stay where they are. Morgan says, this is how you get there. If you want to go ahead, and everybody stays with Morgan. So after all that talk of Alexandria, let's go back. Nah, I'm good here. Let's stay here. Alicia, you're leaving us. Morgan's like, oh, actually, I'm leaving you guys. Let's stay here. I want to do that. Well, actually, let's go back to Alexandria. We'll take Jim and we'll make beer and we'll have Sarah and Wendell. Nah, let's stay here. Let's do that. That's the entire season. And mixed with a little crazy Martha in there too. So, I don't know. It's going to be frustrating when I read it. It was just like, come on. At least Martha's going to be gone and we don't have to worry about that for season 5, which is a win. What you got here? Final scene, she's still alive. Yeah, as a walker, Gary. Brian, you saw Tom Payne saying that Lincoln leaving is good, and the actor who plays Alden saying that the whispers are going to be very creepy. I've seen a bunch of different things. I've seen that season 9 looks good, and they're back to where they're at. I'm very excited there too. So, yeah. Yeah, Kim, I don't know. I don't know why people are complaining. People always complain. Like, that's one thing I learned about it too. People will always complain. And the internet is, no, boy, Charlie doesn't die. None of the main characters like that. No one dies on that. Nobody big like that too. So what I learned is that people have opinions. People don't like spoilers. They love spoilers. They don't want information. They want all the information. They want this, they want that. Everyone's got an opinion. And on the internet, you can voice your opinion without any problems there too. People can be very rude and disrespectful because they can hide behind their keyboard. They can be in, Missouri talking to somebody in, Ireland, and they'll never see each other, and they can have a fight over the keyboard and talking like that too. It's just rude and disrespectful. Treat the same people as you would in person with, respect and dignity. And that's all, it's just crazy there too. Napper, I don't know. We're going to see snow. I don't know. There's not anything. I don't make the show on there too. So I would think they would have that at some point in their career here. I would love to see that too. So do you think Rick is definitely going to die? Kelvin, I think it happens just from what I'm reading and what's coming out more and more and more. I just see Rick dying. How can you have final episodes and leave it open-ended? Why would you even put that in there? If there's a chance of him coming back, don't put final episodes. Final means it. Done. Kaput. No more. Final. That's it. Final warning. Final times. Final episodes. No more after this. It just doesn't make sense that people are like, he's going to get on a helicopter and he's going to get out of here and he's going to come back. And he can do that. And they're not saying Andrew Lincoln's final episodes. They're saying Rick Grimes, the character. So on that... It was just my example, but I love banter. I love having fun, being funny, sarcastic, having a good time, but in a comical, fun way, not rude and disrespectful. See, Dustin, is Madison coming back? Madison is dead. Madison died in episode 408. We didn't see it happen, so a lot of people are thinking that she's still alive out there. But Alicia said that she died, and they said this, and they recounted that information. They recounted the story of Madison sacrificing herself for everyone to get away. She drew all the walkers towards her at the stadium, locked herself in, and had the flare and the gun, and then died. We didn't see it happen. We didn't see her get bit. We didn't see her get devoured. We didn't see her shoot herself. We didn't see any of that stuff. But she burned up the walkers, and then she died, and that was her final hurrah, her final thing on there. But terrible writing and portrayal. The writing wasn't bad. The portrayal of it wasn't. We wanted to see what happened with Madison, so it might have just been how they wanted to do it. Madison said that she was gone in The Talking Dead by the showrunners, so she's gone. Madison is definitely not coming back on there too. So. But it's the Morgan show now. I thought it would be like the Alicia and Morgan show, but it's definitely the Morgan show. Morgan is the main driving force of this. The spinoff was Morgan-centric. And it's like the first half of season 4 was like, we got Nick, we got Alicia, we got Strand, we got Madison. We have the original people that were left. Get them out. Nick's gone. Madison's gone. We have Alicia. We have Strand. They're still around. Let's keep it around. Then the back half was like, all right, we got Strand and we got Alicia still. We're going to intertwine them with June, Althea. Morgan, Charlie, and then we're going to have 2 more characters, Sarah, Wendell, and then we're going to throw Jim in there a little bit, and that's it. Then we're going to have that be 2 separate halves, totally different on there too. So, Laurie Amel-Bride, don't you think it's senseless that they killed Carl so many time jumps? I think they could have made so that Carl be the right age. Yeah, I think that they could have had Carl be the person who took over. They could have had him be, 16, 17 around this time, and then it just would have fit better for Carl to be around still, to be taking over Alexandria and running things there too. And it was a major thing on there too. No word on Crazy Dog, Proctor John, Walker, or Daniel. None whatsoever. There's no word on it. It's just crazy to think that we saw them, met those characters for no reason. And they weren't killed off. At least we didn't see. So then there would be a possibility of them coming around. But no word of that, which sucks because I would have liked to have seen something on there too. So, nah, man, Kelvin, if you're named Jim on The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, that's not boding well. If you were a doctor or you're named Jim, man, it'd be a double whammy. If you were named Jim, you were a doctor, and you had the orange backpack, you would last about 5 seconds in the world of The Walking Dead. So that's pretty funny on there too, guys. So I'm going to go for about another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to get my Sunday rolling here. Got to watch a little football and clean up around here, and going to continue on the pilot of the Fight For Us episode, the first episode, and that takes some time. That is crazy to think that too. So, yes, Joseph Lick Pages, great name. Yes, the face behind the voice behind the face. That's here. It's this is what I do. I'll hopefully guys meeting you guys in a couple weeks at Walker Stalker Atlanta. I will be there on Sunday, really all day. Saturday, I'll be doing a tour and a couple other things around Atlanta, so I won't be at the convention. Sunday, I'll be at the Walker Stalker Atlanta, so I'll be able to see you guys if you're there. If you got any books that we want me to sign, I will sign them for sure. Great question, Mark. Not sure where the orange backpack is now exactly, but I think we'll see it probably within the first 5 episodes. I would think that there's a picture of Rick with a backpack on his back in episode 901, but it's not the orange backpack. It's a yellow bag. And that would have been great if it was, because you're like, oh, that ain't good. When that comes around, you're like, that's something going to happen. Just like when you see all those A's, that ain't good. The A ladder when Judas painting is on, the A frame ladder, the A on the sign, and the A on the big sign, and then the A on the helicopter. So that's crazy to think. The 3 A's that we've already seen, that they're not hiding anything. They're really putting it in plain sight on there too. Pretty crazy to think that they're giving us so much information. It's kind of interesting and kind of crappy that we already know that Rick is going to be gone this season at some point. His final episodes, Rick Grimes' final episodes. And why is AMC doing that? Just to stay ahead of it? Is it hurting it more than it's helping it? I think it's hurting it more than it's helping it, in my eyes too. So, Brad, do you think the Rick could be taken by the Whisper? Rick could be taken by the Whisperers, and everyone think he's dead, and at the end of the war comes back to stab Alpha? That is public. Will be redirecting? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, there's been no word that Andrew Lincoln has filmed since 905. They're filming episode 912, so maybe he'll come back and film one more episode, like a flashback kind of connection scenario. But yeah, Boyd, I don't know if it's a publicity stunt, because that would be a pretty terrible publicity stunt. Why would you say that Andrew Lincoln, this is his last season? And why would you say that it's Rick Grimes' final episodes if it's a publicity stunt, if it's fake? That you would just lose all credibility. They're already under fire for credibility issues and poor writing, killing off so many beloved characters so quickly. And that's a funny thing I want to talk into my book series real quick is like, people are like, why aren't these people dying in your book series? Well, when you kill off major beloved characters right away, how can the story unfold? And also, the family, I'm not trying to give too much away, but the main characters are family, friends, and a team. And they know, a lot of them know about zombies from the shows and the movies and everything like that too. So they know to kill the brain and be ready for it on there too. And if you work together, you can get a lot done. And if you trust these people, you can get a lot done. a team approach always beats individuals. And you have weaponry on there too. Tudor, I definitely watched The Gifted on Tuesday. I thought it was interesting. It's a little different than what I liked. I already liked the first season better. It's only been one episode, but I see where they're going with it. I don't like the kid's haircut. It just looks pretty dumb. We'll see what happens, but I hope we get a shot of an X-Men or someone surviving. Maybe some cool character coming around. I would love to see that, but. Exactly, Janet. No one can make it alone. And if the characters have each other to help, a team, if you know the beginning, you know Ryan and Phil and Sean and Matt and everybody working together, it's far more likely you're going to survive. And these have been friends. The group of people there have been friends for a long time, and they trust each other, and they will work to save each other. They're not just a group of individuals. They're people who care about each other. And there will be deaths, there will be losses, there will be big things to come up. Maybe in the latest book, maybe not. Maybe in the future series, maybe in books down the road. But big stuff will be happening. Major stuff will definitely be happening. Okay. What else you guys got? So I'm going to go. Jerry Lynn making an appearance up in there too. Hopefully you get checked out your part there, Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn, famous from the Fight For Us book series. That's the one and only Jerry Lynn right there. Pretty cool. But Mark Simmons, anyone have a theory about Rick Grimes' Colt Python? Hopefully someone has that. Hopefully someone keeps that. That would be pretty cool. It's very iconic, just like the hat and just like that involvement there too. So, all right, guys, I'm going to cut it there. Enjoy Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 finale tonight. 1 week, we have The Walking Dead Season 9 premiere. I will have a live stream next Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for sure. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this live stream. Sorry for the rants. It's just been a lot of craziness on Instagram and rude people. You saw Chad. You saw those things. That's what I'm dealing with on there too. And it's been more of that too. It's been 4 or 5 people that have been saying things on Instagram, and I've been blocking them and just getting rid of their stuff because it's annoying. It's just I would never do that to someone to express themselves. Just enjoy the way it is. And if you support them, support them. Not only support half of them, I only support your Walking Dead content and not the rest of your life. That's nice. But all right, guys, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Join me next Sunday and every Sunday except for the one on October 28th. For the time being, if I'm having a live stream, I'll always let you know. If I'm not, I will let you know as well. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Thanks, guys.